We wake up to some snow, day 2, got some rest. Weather got kind of chilly, and as you can see in these photos, you see that we had to kind of make some rearrangements to the tents to try to block some of the wind from the door. When you open the door, the wind will come in, so we moved tents. Kevin Fry joined us. So around midnight, they put the post up. I'm race 54 in the late model and 76 towards the end for the ST mod. This is the one time of the year after being the first race after the rework for the late model. We have to put some mud flaps and some precautionary stuff to try to get the mud out of the pinions. All right, so day 1, well, really actually day 2. What starts is you do two rounds of practice. First round is pretty much just within your group amongst the class, so you get to get a good vibe for the track. We are race 1 after the track rebuild. So what they do is, because there's so many late models and so many sprints, they do it in 2 groups. So they'll do one group of late models, one group of sprints and one group of late models, I believe, or vice versa. Then they'll do sprints again and then they'll do the late models. I think we caught the second round of it. Around this time is when you actually want to start noting on how the track conditions are going to be. Every year it's different. We'll get into that later on in another video. But so now we know that we're going to be racing heavy for our first practice run and our seeding round. So it gives us an opportunity to get the car set up and get ready for our seeding round. Right now I'm currently running a 6.5 in the motor. And then we did make some mud flaps and put some mud flaps inside the wheel. I made a cover for the late model to cover the gearbox, and the spur gear and pinning gear, which I'll show you here a little bit after our seeding round. So like I said, making some laps. The car's a little tight coming in. We'll try to make a couple of laps. Usually what we'll try to do is make 3 laps. It used to be 3 laps, but now it's 5. So we'll do 3 laps. I'll come in, make some adjustments, come in and try to get ready. So I think we'll kind of know what to expect for the next round. All right, so I do read the comments. And I've seen somebody wanted a setup sheet. I don't have one at the moment, but I will set one up and I'll post it out on my Facebook. But right now it's pretty much standard. Yellow springs up front, red springs in the rear. I do have, I think it is 40 weight in the front, maybe 35 in the rear, 1.6 pistons up front, 1.7 in the rear. No anti-squat, batteries a little bit towards the middle out of the chassis, so working pretty good so far. Very minor adjustments. It does seem a little tight coming out when I get on the throttle pretty hard, but that's a little bit of both driver error and car, so looks pretty manageable right now. All right, up next we got the SC mod. As you can see from the get-go, it was pretty loose. Came in, I believe that's Gene, Kevin's dad, making some adjustments on it. I believe Kevin's after me on this one. Yeah, initially the car is pretty loose. Setup on the car is what I call has a big block in it. It's got a 6100 kV motor in it, which was what I ran last year. I didn't run much this this past year, 2023, I didn't get to run. I didn't race that much, so it's pretty much has in it what we had in for the last Chili Bowl. This car has always been pretty good about being consistent on how it is. Always been pretty decent at turning. I'm not using all the throttle right now. The track is kind of a little bit slicked off a little bit, but manageable. As you can see, it's still pretty loose, but manageable to what I was feeling. Like I said, I didn't race that much this past year, so just making some rounds, just trying to get familiarized with it. Just trying to use my way through traffic and get some good laps in. So currently we're sitting on red springs in the front. We have red springs, right on the front, right rear, and the left rear we got a green spring. So, and standard, same thing. I think it's 40 weight in the front, 35 in the rear. This car does have a lot of anti-squat in it, and it has the arms all the way forward. So it's set up to dig pretty good, but I think we got too much motor for it. Alright, so we got the late model up again. This is practice round 2, but this doesn't actually count for our seating round. So, I don't know if you can tell from the last clip to this clip that the track is considerably darker. Not only have they reworked it, but they watered the crap out of it. I'll make some laps in, car a little tight, but at the same time, at this moment, we're gathering a lot of mud. I'll pull in. Kevin makes a slight adjustment. It's not doing too bad. Maybe tighten up coming out a little bit, and then we try to beat the mud off of it, and then we just try to make some laps, try to make some consistent laps, and try to work our way up to the field and try to see decent. All right, so finishing up, and one of the things you really can't tell by this video. Obviously, we're first race after the rebuild, and the last time that we did this, it wasn't that bad, but it seems like they watered the crap out of it. As you'll see here, this is what the car came off looking like, literally covered. Here's a little bit closer between all the springs, and then you'll see inside the wheel. And then this is me taking the wheel off, and everything is literally caked around that mud cover. So it was pretty crazy. Weighed the car down pretty good. I think it slowed me down a little bit, but it is what it is. Up next is we got the SC mod. So let's check it out. All right, so the SC mod, I never came back in to make for adjustments. The car was manageable. It's still kind of loose coming off. You can see the track change colors, which is something we'll talk about more about. This is the track later, as it becomes more of a topic, noticeable topic. But for the most part, the car's doing good. I'm just trying to make some laps, just trying to make the quickest laps that I can. Obviously with SC mod, cars are bigger, a little bit harder to get around, but for the most part, this will conclude the rest of our day. It was another long day, 2 practice rounds and a seating, the last one being a seating round. So, all right, so that's pretty much wraps up for day 1. Like I said, I think we kind of all had a little bit of struggle. Cars were decent. I know Kevin, we were still continuing to mess with the original chassis at the Midwest mod, and I think we'll end up making a change. So, but that wraps up for today. Go get some food, get some rest, and come back and hit it again tomorrow morning.